I don't know what it means, man. Fuck.
What, you don't know what the wizard is?
Yeah, I went to Hogwarts. What the fuck do you want me to say?
No. The Wizard the movie. Durr. It's a video game movie. Fred Savage.
Oh, Blue Beast World!
Well, hold on, man. I think we better train before this movie. And since it's the year of the dragon, we'll be training Double Dragon style.
I'm a fire-breathing horse. Double Dragons!
I'm Zero.
I'm Sage.
Welcome back to Arcade Aficionados, where we play games.
As much as we break boards with our dicks. There, I filled my dick quota.
Today we're going to be looking at one of the most popular beat-em-up franchises in the 80s and 90s, and that is the Double Dragon series. In 1987, Taito released Technos' Double Dragon to the arcades, where it was a smash hit. It was originally a successor to Renegade, but it was so popular it became a series on its own.
In Double Dragon, your girlfriend Marion has been kidnapped by a street gang, and once again, Mario has a great impact on the industry, even on the story. Double Dragon was the first successful beat-em-up because of its inclusion of weapons and two-player co-op. It single-handedly made the beat-em-up genre popular, and many other beat-em-ups started coming out afterwards.
A year later, Double Dragon was ported to the NES and a fuck ton of other shit. The NES version of Double Dragon was limited by the controller, and also had no two-player co-op, because they could only do 3 characters on the screen at a time. That's why you can only fight 2 enemies at a time. The controls are simple. You can only use each button to do an attack. Pressing both buttons on the controller at the same time would allow you to jump. And the combo system is done through the new leveling up system. The more levels you gained in the game, the more combos you could do with the buttons, but they were single button combo moves. They also included a 2-player versus mode to make up for the lack of 2-player co-op.
In Double Dragon 2, two-player co-op was once again made available, but this time around, one button was for punching and one button was for doing back kicks, depending on each way you were facing. So the buttons like flip, which is a little complex to get used to. Like passing a kidney stone, it really hurts. Stoned. Both buttons were once again used for jumping. Double Dragon 3, it was too damn hard. I'm not saying it.
What we mean by this is that this game is leagues more difficult than the previous 2, and you only get 1 life per character. So once you die, it's game over. However, they had the decency to refill your health at the start of each stage. Now on to my favorite in the series, Super Double Dragon for the Super Nintendo. This game improved on the other games in almost all aspects. Now that there are more buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, we have a button for kick, jump, punch, and block. You can also use the shoulder buttons to power up your special meter. You can power it up a little bit to do a super move, or power it all the way to make yourself stronger for a shorter amount of time.
The graphics look standard for the system they were developed for. Nothing too impressive, but it still looked good. The sound for the time complemented the gameplay well, because it was an action game. Excitement got you riled up. So, music and gameplay tie together quite nicely.
On July 2011, a remake of Double Dragon 2 was announced called Wonders of Dragon. However, it was never released, and any new information on it was withheld. On September 11th, 2012, Double Dragon Neon was released for Xbox Live Arcade and PSN, and it is a remake, reboot, or requel. What the fuck is it? Anyways, it's the newest game in the series and it was inspired by the previous titles. It plays pretty much the same as Super Double Dragon, but without the ability to charge the special meter. Instead, the special meter now fills up as you fight. They also implemented running, ducking, and super moves that use the energy from the special meter.
As well, you can high-five with your buddy for extra special, and if your buddy dies, simply go over to him and mash the grab button to revive him. It also includes customization in terms of super moves and stances, which have varying results. For the most part, though, the gameplay remains unchanged, which is fine, but it still has that Double Dragon clunkiness to it. For a new game in 2012, it could use some tweaking.
In short, the Double Dragon series is a fantastic series of beat-em-up games. If you've not played them before, what the fuck's wrong with you? Grab a NES, get one of these games, they're not hard to find, and enjoy yourselves. While we didn't talk about all the games such as the Game Boy game, which is a slimmed down port of the NES game, or Double Dragon for Xbox Live, which unfortunately is no longer available. We also didn't talk about Double Dragon 5, which is a Street Fighter clone and has nothing to do with Double Dragon. It has more to do with the Double Dragon cartoon series than the actual game series. There's also the Battletoads and Double Dragon series, which they team up with Battletoads, which are pretty decent games, and they're not hard to find either. Well, once again for Arcade Aficionados, I'm Zero.
And apparently I'm a wizard.
Oh yeah, we gotta train you. Let's get this montage underway. Man, I think you're ready for the wizard.
Fuck yeah! Hogwarts, bring it on!
We'll see you guys next time. Missy? Missy! You gonna go in the bag? Go in the bag. You wanna go in the bag, I know you do.
Missy, listen up. Fucking.
She doesn't wanna go in the